Okay. Welcome, everybody. Double checking some things here. We're on day or stream number 2 of our updated Mac OS. That is definitely not stabilized yet. So it may not look like it on your side. It looks like it's coming through pretty good, but what I'm seeing on my second monitor is pretty bad. So that's fun. That's fun. So we'll try to do what we can. Hopefully nothing happens or crashes, but that is always a possibility, so just be aware of that. I also did notice on my way home from dropping off my daughter from school that they are working on our power substation. They got a big crane down there, so if for some reason the stream just disappears, either everything crashed on my side or the power went out. So just beware. Just so you all know. Okay, don't want to move that. Okay, so check, see if I can just see if it's gonna let me check anything. Okay. Today we are going to work on a different set of projects. Okay. Put this together. We got lots of things to talk about today. So if you saw on my social media post, today we're going to be working on a different type of graphic design project. We're going to be working on partially logo / designs, talking about a lot of different aspects of those things, social media, all those interconnected little pieces. So that's what we're going to do today. So hopefully Bryce is in here. We can talk about different things for his project and stuff. I know he's freaking out about his title. He is here. Hello, Mr. Bryce Austin. I know you're worried. I know you're worried about your title on your stuff. I think you're okay. You're good. You're doing good so far. So, I guess I'll run down a couple different things about what I've come across when setting up stuff like this. I wasn't trying to freak you out or anything by messaging you this morning and being like, hey, the name that you were thinking about using is one that's already been used. It's not a problem because it's not a podcast name, so you can definitely use that one. But just being aware that it is being used somewhere else for something else, and that they have some of the social media outlets already covered with that name. So if you want something a little bit more clean slate, that one is going to be a little bit harder to use because they've already got logos, they've already got presence on the internet with that name. So that one might be a little bit more harder to use. The second one you just sent me a few minutes ago, that one also has a couple things connected to it, not as much. The interesting thing is that yeah, you want to do Google searches for podcasts for those things, but also broader searches just for just to see what is connected to either those words or those names, or if they are in that combination of something somewhere as well. So it doesn't really necessarily matter, but kind of having a lay of the land and seeing what people are using them for, or if they are using them, that's good to know. I do think it was interesting that the Curious Minds meet, even if you type that in a Google search, currently right now, your podcast is the first thing that pops up in a Google search for that, which means you currently have the market cornered for that name, for that setup. So if anybody types in a combination of something close to that, there's a possibility your podcast will pop up right away, right now. So I think you did a good job with even just changing it to Curious Minds Meet would be fine. It just depends. Depends on what you want. I could stick with the original name and add a more descriptive tagline. You could. Yeah, I like it. So it's media stuff is interesting because it's kind of, you want to be aware of enough stuff, but not paranoid of enough stuff to get yourself in trouble and start doing the double think. I've run into that enough myself. Even doing my book page edits on here, I'll run into a lot of double think where I'm like, am I doing too much? Am I doing too little? Am I, blah, blah, blah? Then I'll get stuck in that loop. And sometimes it's almost better to go with your first instinct and just kind of stick with that. But not always. I'm going to jump around back and forth a little bit because you never know. None of this is set in stone. There's no perfect way to do any of this stuff. And what you've got set up right now and what you've put together so far actually feels rather unique and interesting in what you've got. So trying to change to fit it into something else could possibly work, could also possibly not work. It just depends. The landscape of way all of this stuff looks right now is very different than it has been in previous years. So hard to say. I don't know what the right answer option is. That's the hard one. We also have a third party here we could ask too. Your sister's here. We can always bounce some things off of her as well. She's a good person that just like, yeah, do that one, or no, don't do that, or she's good at jumping into certain things like that too. So we can always run it by our third party observer here. She's good at being bossy. That's what she just told me. She's an executive producer on everything I do. I didn't ask, but she says I for sure asked. I did not ask, but I'm pretty sure I didn't ask. Did I ask? It's not unwelcomed sometimes. So sometimes this is what I need to push me over the hump to get me going on that stuff. So just depends. It really will end up coming down to you and what you feel in your gut is the one that feels the most connected to you, because that's what you're doing. You're putting together something that is, yes, a product or something that you're producing in a certain way, kind of like what I'm doing here, but it's you. It's personal to you, and even in messing around with my own Twitch streams and social media and stuff like that, I want to keep it connected to me in that way, and not let it take me into the chasing of a lot of different things, or chasing social media trends, or any of that stuff. It's a passion project in a way, but it's something that could be of interest to people. So kind of have to figure out what that means to you in that way. I think you do have a good setup going on. I kind of like even your posts that you put up with the picture of the stars and stuff like that. Like it feels like you. Like it. I know you want to do some graphic stuff and everything else like that. And I'm not saying don't have some of that in your background here. But like, I know on Twitch, for instance, here, people would probably watch my channel more if there was a video of me on here, like physical me. But I like my little PNG VTuber character and stuff like that. Yes, I may be hiding behind it a little bit, but it's me. It's what I am. So I got to be true to that too. So definitely the original, even though the foundation of the conversation will be what piece of media inspired you. The conversation itself will be about the guests or guests' lives, passion, careers, etc. Yeah, and I felt like that's what it was when we talked. And even on the second episode that I listened to a little bit of, it didn't. You've got that set up. Like it doesn't feel not that in a certain way. I think it's something that I talk with one of my other friends at streams and stuff like that. Overproduction and being performative in a sense of this is Tahoe talking in the background. Being performative for, I think that's what I was talking about with the chasing of like followers, or chasing audience, or chasing trends and things like that. It's like right now I'm not putting on a facsimile of myself in a way. I don't play a character of myself on these streams. Sometimes I'm not feeling it, or I'm not, on the ball with what I'm doing. And I just kind of let people know what it is. And I try to be consistent and I'm on here 3 days a week, but, yeah, sometimes I'll sit here and stare even at like these, drawings that I've got right now, and just be like, yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling it or whatever. And then I'll switch tracks and do something else, or mess around with something different. But yeah, it's still me. Let's stick with Curious Minds Meet. I really like that title, and it fits better with what I have now, since I am introducing co-hosts next year. Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, I didn't think even that change wasn't too dramatic or drastic from what you had. And like I said, even the Google searches, when I put this in, it still brought up your podcast first. So, or it searched and found your podcast. Actually, it did the AI Google thing at the top bar. It actually found it. And it was like, this is what you're looking for. I'm like, oh, cool. That news. That's good. That's a good thing. That means it's unique in that way. I think it's also one of those things that if you invoke the wording of pop culture, that has a very distinct vibe and connection to those combinations of words. So it will also ham-hock you into a very distinct category of only talking about pop culture things. And pop culture is interesting because it kind of moves and shifts and changes a little bit, but it's a, what do they call those those combinations of words where they have, regardless of what you do to them or change or about them, they already have a deep-seated meaning in our culture. So invoking them causes feelings and understanding that is baked into it. So sometimes they're kind of words you want to stay away from unless you're really thinking about staying strictly in the pop culture genres. If you are, then that's good. If not, then, or if you want to stray and do try some other things or play a little bit, that will restrict you a little bit too. So I know it seems like you've already kind of made up your mind a little bit here, but it's just something to think about too. I do. So I went to school and got a art studio degree, but I minored in communications. Not like communications. I'm talking about like surveys, right? How surveys are constructed and how certain words have connection to time, space, all kinds of different things. Like it's understanding what the structure of wordings and stuff is. So being aware of some of those little tidbits of things is, like, you don't have to have a degree in any of it, but kind of like these objects here. Each one has its own little presence and feel to it, and knowing what they represent or how they make you feel is important. It's not the end all, but it's good to know about. Rounded shapes will always make you feel a little more comfortable because they're nice and smooth and continuous in that way. 45 corners will always be very pointy, very prickly, very sharp in those aspects. So little things like that will give you a feeling and a sense of understanding about what it is you're looking at or hearing, or understanding about wording and stuff like that. So I was definitely worried about that too. I didn't want listeners to think it's only about pop culture and people who work in the industries under that umbrella. Yeah, those are they're keywords that are, like you said, invocable. They invoke a certain feeling and understanding about what you're reading. Like when you hear the word pop culture, like it's a snap, like kind of what you're in for. So it's a hot button sentence, or two words together. For sure. I have to plug in my mouse. Okay. So, with those basic things out there, and if you have any other questions or anything like that, feel free to just throw them in chat. I will be happy to answer what I can based off of the experiences that I've had in my lifetime. Which is funny because you could say, there's not that many. No, it's not, but I'll try my best. Let's ban that bot for the moment. And if there's ever something you want to message me about, like that you don't want on stream, just let me know. Just text message me it, and I'll keep it separate. And if at any point you're like, this guy's fucking nuts, let me know that too. Let's see. I'll check my notes real quick. I wrote down this, but I spelled it wrong. C-U-R. We get to talk about all kinds of things when we look at putting this logo together, including like fonts and stuff like that, and how they make you feel and understand things. All of those fun things are connected in a way. So okay, let me look at the examples you sent me here. So it looks like you're looking for something very simple, which is good. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. I don't necessarily need those at the moment. I'm not going to be breaking anything by putting up the name here. And did you go with 3 dots after or 2 dots? 2, 3, 4? Do you remember? Do you have a preference? I think 3 is the standard for the dotties. Yes, 3. Okay, I thought so. There you go. There's the logo. We're done. We did it. That was it. Simple, right? That's all we needed. Hee hee hee. Let's see. Let's go down here to this layer. Okay, so a couple things that I will throw out there. We'll just make this blue for the moment so we can actually see it. For logos, definitely we've got 2 things that we need to look out for. One is places that require a square and places that require a circle. So we kind of design around both of those ideas in place. So what I like to do is I'll do this big square right here. This is our main border, right? We'll put this here. We'll just do that for now. So this is kind of our area of playing with color is so overrated. Color is overrated. Color is hard. Color has so many feelings and emotions and things that are connected to it. Color is a hard one. Okay. So when I do even like my logo, which I can bring up here, let me see. I want this one. Let's see, it's this one. So you can see I have the same kind of setup here. Square, so it has little extra marks on around the outsides, just in case there is a need for a square, but everything else fits inside of a circle. So, and that's scalable, so that if you want the edge of your profile, say on social media or something like that, to be right on this circle edge, then you can do that. Otherwise, you can leave it, and it also has some of these extra parts that pop out here too. So it's not necessary. You can do whatever we want with any of these logos. It doesn't always have to be that, but there's little extra stuff that you could consider when putting any of this stuff together. Same thing goes for like Instagram. I know you were talking about what you're going to do on there, and Instagram has 3 different sizes for objects that when you post it on their page. Reels are one size, so as you can see over in the right hand corner of our stream here, the video that's currently running, that is the aspect ratio for a Instagram reel. But if you go into their search feature, it's either going to be that size or it's actually going to be a square. So they're going to crop the video into a square. So if you have something that you want to be important, you want it to be in that square. So let's go to, there it is. So you notice at the beginning of this video, and we'll move it over here real quick. See at the beginning of this video, all the information that I want to make sure that people have is directly in the center in a square. So it's something you don't have to worry about, but when stuff is being searched and stuff like that for videos or posts, a square format is still the most used. Otherwise, it's the long format. So like I try to combine some of those sometimes. They also have a third format, which is a, God, what did they say? 3 by 4, something like that. That they use for everything else. The what do they call that? My phone is being dumb. Yeah, it's weird. They have 3 different ones, and when you don't know about it, it crops your images. If you try to do it all, it's funky dory. It's all over the place. But just putting that out there for the universe so people know about it, that there are 3 different sizes that Instagram uses for all of their little pieces. Let's see. Do we want to do kind of like a starry themed idea, kind of mimic even your photo that you use for your posts and stuff like that? We can tie things back to a lot of different stuff if we want. That's the whole kicker, right? We get to have some fun with this. We can bring back the Infinite Phoenix logo. We can bring that back. I like that. Yeah, I think stars invoke a sense of wonderment and curiosity. Yeah, I think so. That's why I kind of love that photo that you had on there. Yeah, that was a cool one. I mean, I am a little influenced by my astrophotography and the recent articles I've been writing. That's what I'm saying. Like, a logo on a project like this, it can be personal, it can be more business-like, it can be a lot of different things. It really depends, and I can bring up some examples of some other ones that I've done here. I'll show you. Yeah, let me show you a couple different things. I just finished this one from my friend. It's called Trail and Error. It's for his Alaska podcast that he's doing, where he goes through and talks about his experience being in Alaska and hunting and all of his gear and stuff like that. He wanted to make sure that there were like mountains and we kind of went with the Alaska wilderness kind of theme here. He's got his camping tent. And then I kind of did this fun little version of the Northern Lights. It's not as like pronounced as I would have wanted it to be for myself, but it works pretty good. Let's see, this one, which one turns on? This one? There it is. Okay. Simple, just the words here with the graphics and stuff. He wanted to make sure that like the Big Dipper was in there, and stuff like that. So kind of gave me some ideas to work with. He actually sent me a few examples of AI generated ones that he had done. None of them look like this at all, but it kind of gave me, it's like when you send somebody references and be like, kind of like the ones you sent me. It just kind of helps inform and push the idea and be like, okay, something along these lines or something down this road kind of thing. So and I had way different mountains in here at one point, and then he wanted to make sure this was an actual representation of one of the mountains from Alaska. So we made that change, and I built this whole little mountain range here for him. That one's a good one. Where's my other one? Oh, I'll show you this one. We don't need to save that. Where's that logo? There it is. This was one I did for a friend of mine that was doing a tech solutions business, putting together equipment and things like that so that people can run their servers and stuff like that. So let me get rid of these guides so we can actually look at this. There we go. Simple, basic, but this is more like industrial logo design stuff. So we had to make sure we had a good black and white presence put together. And then we could go through and do color combinations and different variations of the colors. And then came up with different solutions for the wording and stuff like that as well to make sure that those all worked out. But that's the finished product. I'll show you kind of the concepts. Can I show the concepts? Yes, I can. So like this is the one we ended up picking. But up here, just kind of concept out a bunch of different variations of it, because I knew it was a tech solutions thing. So started looking at like servers, started looking at little computer, different ideas and stuff like that. So you can play with the different ideas and stuff depending. Like he gave me free reign to mess with a bunch of this stuff and come up with an idea of where he wanted to go. And I did a bunch of research on my own with examples and stuff like that. But each one is a little bit different. Every scenario when you work with somebody is a little bit different. Come up with different ideas, different ways to approach a solution or approach towards creating the thing that somebody needs for their graphic wants. So you can see all the different like playing of colors that I did down here, trying to get it right, seeing what it looked like on black versus white. And then we have an even more intense version of it here where I do a bunch of gradients and stuff like that. So I think this business is still going. I don't know if it did or not. He was working on it. Another one we can look at. This is another one for a friend, for a friend's wife, or significant other. They just wanted this willow tree. So I cobbled together a version of this based off of doing whatever the vectorizing of images, and then I went through and modified and changed a bunch of stuff. This was a very like artsy, like craft fair version, so like it didn't have to be super official in a lot of ways. So it just depends. all kinds of different things. What else do I have? Anything else? I did do one for a law office. Super simple, just law doc with the little weighted symbols in the middle, double frame around it. Simple, right? Just straight black and white. No color was done for this one. Just basic in a lot of ways. What else do we have? Do we have anything else that is... But yeah, we get the idea of what's going on. I like both of those too. The CMD ones were very cool. The tree one looked very nice, and I could totally see that logo as a farmer's market selling something. Yeah. So, like, knowing what the audience is going to be, knowing where it's going to be seen, what you're going to use it for. Like the Alaska one, I knew he was going to want to put it on apparel, hats, t-shirts, sweaters. He still wanted wanted to be able to put it on normal stuff. The podcast logo, social media, stuff like that. So I basically made two versions, one with all of the fancy colors, one with black and white, so that depending on which situation he got into, he could use either one. And I tell this to Jeff when he's working on his projects. I tell him, basically, whatever you're going to make it in black and white first, and then go back and add your color, because it's easier to already have the base set up the way you need it with the black and white than it is to try to go backwards and try to rip apart the color to get to the base black and white, depending on what scalability you want to have with your graphics and stuff like that. So it just depends. We could go into all kinds of stuff. We could look at like the Nike swoosh. We could look at any of those marketing ploys, understandings, simplicities, complexities, all of the things. There's like 100 million different little buttons and things that we could push on to play with. It just kind of depends. Depends on what we want. So I had made originally this little template here that I showed to my friend that was doing the Alaska one, because he kind of had an idea of what he wanted, but I was like, well, I've got all these shapes. Like, I can make all the shapes. I can make other shapes other than these, but he was looking for, I think the vision that I had come up with was those national park stickers and badges that they have. So I kind of went through and made kind of a sampling, that's what you got here on the screen, of some of those shapes, and just to see what he felt the shape that best fit what he wanted was. And we can do that as well. We have the technology, we have the access to these things. So if one of these speaks to you in some way or feels like we can work with, please let me know. Otherwise, we don't have to use any of this stuff. We can always swap over and play with the wording first, or do different things like that. If I need to riff and just talk about my own stuff for longer, I can also do that. I've done a lot of different things over the years. No, in no way an impressive resume, but I got a bunch of stuff just sitting around. I like the basic circle one, or maybe a star with a lot of points, like a sun. Unless you think a star with many points would be too busy. No, we could try it out. That's a good one. We try out all the things. We have access to all of the tools. Let's see. We can make it super pointy. We can also change the radius of those points. Make them not as pointy. Okay, let's center that, center that. So now we're dead center. Let's make sure this one's centered too. Center, center. Okay. Yeah, we can do a lot of different things. Scale. So like if we make this bigger, it gives it a different feel for sure. Compared to if it's smaller, it gives way more presence to that outside spikiness. Line weight, thickness, those are all things to look at as well. Let's bring in, and it could be super simple too. Like we don't have to go crazy on any of this either. A lot of the stuff that you sent me was very simple, which is good. One of the things that I'll say, yeah, simple is good. I like this. Complexity wise, that's probably not a good example. I'll go back to, you saw the couple examples that I showed. Go back to them real quick. Where's that from? There it is. This type of logo, I made sure that the words and stuff were nice and big, so that people could read them even if it's super small. So like when we get super small here, the idea is that you can still read that, even though the details for the mountain and some of the other stuff kind of fades out a little bit, you still have a presence with part of that. It's not, you can have complex design in your stuff nowadays. It's harder to get it done in print. Is pretty good. You can get most things printed nowadays. But if you're going to go to something like embroidery, like I had to let him know when we put this one together, it was like getting this type of logo with all this complexity embroidered, it's not going to happen. Like they're going to tell you, they're going to laugh at you. And not because they're being mean, but because there's no way we can get all these micro details into that type of stitching. So, you going on your walk? Okay, bye. So, stuff like that. Simple things. A lot of stuff, if he's just going to use this on social media, this is perfect for that, for sure. The other one that I had showed you, the one with the tech stuff, that one was way more applicable for all kinds of different printing and design setup and shirts and embroidery and all of that type of thing. So And all of this can change too. We can always be upgraded and changed out someday. You know, I should have mentioned the title track is gonna have a synth pop sound, if that helps with inspiration at all. Also, yeah, I want at least the title to be legible when it's small and not so worried about any graphics. I like the idea of a font focused logo. Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of what you gave me with your example is making the graphic part or the words the most important part. So I can definitely see that. So we can do that. We can work on the wording first, and then we can design around it. That's also an option. I do have... We can make our own fonts. We can play with different fonts. We can go through all of the stuff that I do have. Let's see. Do I have... we can play with keening and kerning. We can play with the size. We can play with the bend, curve, all of that stuff. I'm assuming since we're going more with the pop synth, we should probably go with more of a bold feel. I wonder if I should be able to... That's bold condensed. Just have bold. There's a bold. We can filter these. Yeah, let's filter these by the ones that are thicker. Kind of looking for something that's that pop. Yeah, see, this is like more tech. We definitely don't want tech stuff. Anime. Thinking we want more... Like Arial has a rounded one where everything... Oops, mouse. Everything's rounded. So this title is just long enough that we either have to break it up. I don't want to break it up though. Let's just do Arial rounded for the moment. Yeah, we're gonna run in definitely bolds, round, sans serif. Yeah, something along those lines. Question is, still have our filter in here. Look down at the bloop, bloop, doop, 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 doop. Don't mention me in the story while we're talking. What the hell? I'm joking. I'm playing with you. No. Make that white. Just make that black for the moment. The question I'm considering, or I'm trying to get in my head, we may have to stack the wording. Some of the examples you gave me do this. Oops. Oh. your title is an interesting one because it is a good one. If we want it really big, though, we're gonna need to have to do something. Hey, gotta show you some love. I mean, you're married to it. Yeah. We don't always have to bring that up. That would be okay. I think on one line it is a bit too long. Yes, the meets one because of the dots. I like that. It looks good with all the words on top of each other. Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones where it either has to be in its long form where it's without the... Oops, not gonna let me do it because I have the wrong size here. Like, doing it like that would probably not do well. Then I have to make it smaller to fit in that circle. So there's less to play with. This makes it so that it's nice and big. If we stack it like that, otherwise if we tried to do it like this, it's way too, like, yeah. Yeah, always weird to conceptualize some of these weird things where if you look at a logo like the good, the bad, and the ugly, those good, bad, ugly stacked on top of each other, like those fit really, really well for that whole movie. This one kind of has that curious minds meet, but you have to think about when people read it compared to reading it like a sentence like this one. I'll make it white so we can see it. People are going to read it curious minds meet. Like, this is... The stacking is going to give them a little bit more pause. It's not intrinsic. It's not like putting a comma after it where it's forcing you to take a pause. But it's kind of set up in a way that curious minds meet. It has a cadence to it based off of how it's structured in that way. So it's not bad. But it is going to give a different little feel to it in that way. Reminds me, I also need to save this so I don't lose it. Yeah, I think the one you gave me is good, bad, and the rugby. Very similar to that. We can bend some of these too. So we can play with a lot more of the stuff here as well. And then we can start playing with color and shapes and putting some things in there. So what I do like to do, since I do have an affiliated channel here on Twitch, so every hour I run 3 minutes of ads. It's not terribly long, but it's a chance for me to take a little break in between every hour. And we're gonna come up on that here in about 10 seconds, give or take. Ads show up when they want to show up a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna swap over to our live cam. Oh, look, there's our friend. There's Patch. This is our assistant Patch. He monitors all of the things and takes care of break time when we do our little ad breaks here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on the screen here for the moment, and then we're going to take a 3-minute little ad break and pause everything, and then when we get back from the ad break, then we'll keep going from there and doing all of our things. So respecting everybody's time and putting in a little break time for me so I can go like grab something to drink and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, so hang out and we'll be right back. Okay, I have returned with a drink. For anybody who has subscribed to the channel, hello. This is extra time just for you. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the follow, my friend. I appreciate that. All right, we should be getting back from our break here. Ads should be clearing up here shortly. If they are, please let me know. Because I gotta remember, Twitch is on a delay for all of y'all, so you guys get a little bit after what I see on my side of everything, so it's live, but it's like live with a slight delay. We can also do let's check on our outsides, see what's going on out there. Looks like there's no Sora running around at the moment. Got a little bit of a breeze, but a nice day out there overall. Nice and sunny. A little bit of clouds, not too bad though. That's our weather report. We'll switch back to our assistant cam. Let's just face it, that's why people come around, is just for the assistant cam. Okay, hopefully that all worked out fine. So, like I said at the top of the show here, I did just upgrade my Mac to the new Mac OS Tahoe. No relations, but it is super buggy at the moment. So the stream looks like it's coming through on your guys' end just fine. But on my side of it, on my second monitor, it is glitching all to hell. So, but I'm not having any CPU problems. The frames per second definitely is down to 30. So it definitely dropped. Let me look. Let me double check the stream again real quick. No, it looks like everything's running smoothly there. Video, everything else like that. So OBS is just being weird. The Mac OS is being weird with that. So we continue on. We continue on with our day. So okay, so let's do shrink this down just a little bit here. We want people to know this is a podcast. I may need to put that on. Wait, that's Podcats. Wait. I think that's your new thing. I think it should be Podcats. All cats all the time. There you go. I'm going to look through some different... Look through some different fonts here. No tech, too much written. We're gonna do some starry stuff. Too loopy. We kind of want to go with that pop mindset. I'm assuming we're going to have some colors. Definitely some good colors. And what I'm seeing on my Google search for pop logos is definitely colors. I mean, me and all the co-hosts do have cats. I mean, there you go. I think that's your spin-off podcast, is the Podcats. Podcats podcast. Oh my god. That's a mouthful. Which can sometimes be a good thing. I think we might have to... So right now, the Curious Minds meet ... The meet part with the dots is it's seeing it all as one object. We can either separate that and put it on its own line underneath. You know what? Let's go back to our whatever we had it at. Real round, that's fine. I have an idea. What if we made the dots? What if we made the dots their own special thing? Sometimes you take apart wordings and turn that into part of the logo is a possibility. So what I was thinking of is I was looking at some of these other examples where they're using geometric shapes and stuff like that for like the back. That's what they're doing for like the pop part of the design instead of doing like a star or something like that. They're doing those functional like, or you can just, oh, that's the edge. No, I want this. Okay, come on. Uh-oh. Computer's dying. Or I'm being too fast. One of the two. Come on. Sometimes I fight these systems. Come on, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Let's do like a... Oh, that's why, because I put it on the wrong layer. I was wondering why that was being weird. I was like, what the hell? I'm just playing at the moment. I'm not doing anything serious. Just kind of messing with the idea at the moment. I put the dots down there on accident. I wonder where the dots went. Like I said, not playing with anything or not doing anything serious here, just playing with it. Josiah, one of the co-hosts, is watching and asks, what if that circle is a table from almost an overhead view? The inside circle? The this one? Yep, that's what you think you meant. Yeah, it could be. Like I said, I just put in some guidelines for us at the moment so that we can see what it looks like between a square and a circle, because you kind of want to design a little bit for both. Is understanding that if it does get put into a circle, what is and isn't going to get cut off. I kind of like what you had there, just though. Yeah, I just kind of playing with the idea, not necessarily like. I was like, well, what if it's the pop culture idea, then it's got to have some color in it. Sometimes they do subtle, sometimes they do very neon colors for a lot of pop stuff. So like these are definitely not totally neon, but gave off vaporwave aesthetic. Yeah. And we can play with a lot of different elements here to make it all more fun and more in that style too. I think compared to having like a whole bunch of examples and stuff like that, we're just kind of spitballing, playing part of it, playing with part of this too. So we're doing a very different approach than other ways I've done it. We can also do some bends and some arcs if we want to do. Just play with some of these. I want a side arc. Lower. Don't want that. We can make it look like it's like running sideways. We can also bend it vertical. We can make it Star Warsy where it kind of fades off into the sunset. Probably not that at this point or junction in time. Yeah, if you're doing any searches or anything like that, or pull up any examples, feel free to text them to me. I will check them out. That's not rolling correctly. Like I sent you the one for that club in the UK that's called Pop Curious, and it's literally just the words Pop Curious and then a pink circle with a shadow underneath it, like super simple, which is kind of what you gave me with some of your examples here. We could play with some of that too. Definitely want to see if there's any other crazy. You can also throw this over into Canva and see what they have for free random stuff as well. Oh, I like that bend. I honestly love the Pop Curious logo you sent. That club nailed it. Yeah, like it's super simple and easy, and like, and it can be that. Like, we can literally tilt this on its edge, do something similar to it. Like, they didn't do anything like groundbreaking or crazy. They just did something super simple. Transform, rotate. All they did was just turn it like that. And they just made it nice and big and made it work. They made it white. And then we have dots that we can play with. You know what I mean? Kind of depends on if you want to go that more retro style, or if you want to have some modern parts of it too, or not. Less is more usually in case, more many things for sure. I like the angle too. Gives me the 90s TV logo vibe, which is right up my alley. Gotcha. Yeah, this definitely feels like it's going to be less rather than more for sure. It's one of those ones, and I may have to build a custom font here, depending. We'll have to see. Oh no, you're good. Don't worry about it. We're all waking up. Hi, welcome in here. Let's put the arc on it just for, well, that was kind of cool. Now it's funky. Anyways. Okay, why does it feel like it's doing weird things? I don't want those. I wanted this one. Vertical. Looks like it has two. Does it have two on it? Should double check. No, it does not. Weird. Oh, it's because I've rotated it. That's why. That's why it's being funky. Very slight distortion bend without veering into psychedelic territory. Looks really neat, I think. Okay, got some examples. Donut van. That's funny. That almost looks like Simpsons for sure. Oh yeah. We could throw in the geometries. That would be interesting too. I think you're onto something here. Let's look at changing that. Let's get rid of those for the moment. Let's play with these pastels a little bit here. Yeah, we could definitely play with those colors for sure. Definitely need to make that more... let's see, we want to go up here. Okay, why did that one move? Making neon is hard sometimes. We could go more. We could do more like bluish, purplish, greenish. What is our color destination here? CMYK, so that should be fine. Don't want that type of green. We want green. Does not want to go into the neon for some reason. Let's change it to RGB and see if it changes that. Does not. I don't always like how the color picker does not match what the color outcome is sometimes. It drives me nuts sometimes. Yeah, say like, and then it moves it. Like it won't let me have that neon. Bright neon. Yeah, slight distortion bend. Yeah. Just sent you some references. Do not feel like you have to stick to that exact style. Just some stuff to put ideas. Yeah, that's they would definitely help. I was like threw in some variations here. Like I said, I'm just playing with a lot of this right now, trying to get an idea of what we want to do. None of this is set in stone by any means. You know what? I wonder... Please ignore the giant white circle in the middle. It's fine. I also did update to the new version of Illustrator, so things are still the same, but a little bit different at the same time. Let's go 50% on that just for shits and giggles at the moment. I'll do the trim view so you guys don't have to look at the craziness of everything else at the moment. What did I want to do? Oh, I wanted to make this color. There we go. Let's make it color. Let's just go with blue for now. Fine, and then we can play with darken, multiply, color burn, lighten, screen, overlay, no, soft light, hard light, difference, no, that makes it look too blue. Okay, we may have to switch this to make it a solid color for now. Let's play with the... Okay, so that's... Let's just go back to 100% real quick. Darken, that's a multiply. That's a color burn, that's wild. A little too wild in my case. You are absolutely on the right path. This looks great. I would just change the yellow font. No reason other than a personal preference in mind. Yeah, no. It's actually not horrible. Let's shrink that down a little bit. Oops. Set it inside of that one. I think you're right. I think we might play with some stars too. Let's see. We can go anywhere we want with this color. I think it definitely needs to be a lighter color. We could do the white. I think the white might be the way to go. It definitely makes it pop. It makes it stand out for sure. The Star Wars of the 9 in the room with us. Thank you, Sunny, for your Star Horse rumps. I appreciate that. I think that's what. I think I'm okay with that. Let's do this at the moment. That. Do back down here a little bit. Come on, select the thing I'm asking you to select. Goodness sake. I don't know if this is doing anything for us. Kind of talked about doing some stars. We could do those on the outside edge too. Maybe throw those out there. Definitely make it look, I'll make it look prettier, but an option. We're gonna do these dots. Let's do, paste those as well. Why are you not picking up that color? There you go. I was like, why is it not picking up the color? It's being weird. Oh, it's seeing that as white? Why is it seeing it as white? Weird. Let's get rid of that circle. Yeah, I kind of have that. So like the square version of this is actually not too crazy. Do a few of those 5-point stars and then throw in a few 4 points ones maybe. Oh, maybe the 4 points might be better. Maybe not the 5 points. That's a good point. Get it? I did a joke there. You're welcome. I think the 4 pointers would be better. You are correct. We can change that by doing that. We got some jazzy music today on our... We could also replace some of these circles. Like we could replace the one here with our little stars. That might be cool too. What I'm thinking is let's get pop one of those, another one of those. Let's make some little guys around. Don't mind me, I'm just putting stars everywhere. Yeah, the 4 points are definitely... Can you do a little brain as a dot on the eye? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're correct. The 5 points made it look like a campaign button. Oh yeah. It definitely had yeah, stars and stripes vibes to it for sure. For you to give off a retro vibe. Thinking of dad jokes. Yes, so between me and Sunny, who was also another person in here watching, that he comes by and he's one of my friends that I play games with and stuff like that. But yeah, he gives me all of the good dad jokes for sure. I get to play with those a lot. Transform. Let's scale this up a little bit. Not that much. Let's go like that. This way we have a square here we can play with. We don't have to be so... We can pull these apart a little bit. Make these, some of these a little bit smaller, some a little bigger. Trying to decide if I want to put like some little triangles or something in here too. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. That makes me feel anxious. They gotta go back to being even, sorry. I felt it in my bones. I was like, oh, nope. There we go. Maybe that's what I was feeling, is that wasn't going off the page correctly. Oh, thank you, Sunny.
Sunny_Ruth says save your work.
Thank you for reminding me to save my work. I appreciate that. Okay, so we want to maybe change this to a little brain up here instead of a star. We'll put that guy up there. I think we need one more. Maybe there. Sunny is also my other executive manager who makes sure that I save my work all the time. I'm glad you found that new feature there, Sunny. Appreciate that. I added that in just for you, my friend. Let's see. I want to change. I want to move these. Those two can come with me. They need to go on this layer by themselves. Also may need to put the word podcast on here. Might be a good idea. Ungroup all. Yeah, we'll put the dots down here, kind of in a more rounded shape. Centered. This way they fit inside of the circle too. That might be good. You know, there's whatever the font is that we picked on this Arial round, actually, I think kind of fits a little bit, surprisingly. I was just throwing that in there and it kind of slaps a little bit. Kind of works. Don't know if we need the one podcast. Yeah, sometimes it feels redundant too. It's weird because if your logo is by itself like this, right? People don't know what this is. Like, Curious Minds me, like, it's cool, but if you don't have the word podcast on here in this form, nobody knows what it is. Most social medias will have your name after it, which will have the tag podcast in it. So sometimes it feels like it's redundant to have them next to each other because it's you're stating the same thing twice. But at the same time, if you go to use this somewhere else or for something else and it doesn't have it, then you're missing that part too. So it's kind of a dual weirdo burrito kind of thing. We'll just slap it right in the middle podcast. Just, oh, you know what we could do? Very retro style. Just throw it in a corner, just ad hoc, just podcast. That's funny. Sometimes you explore stuff and you're just fine and you're just like, oh yeah. I forgot that was a retro thing to do back in the day, was just to slap a word in a random corner and just call it good. If there's a way to make it a little bit thicker, bolder, thicker without cluttering, that would be great. Not a lot bolder, just a little bit. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So it doesn't have a bold feature or bigger bold feature, but we can add. Should be able to add a stroke around it. Yes. That made it a little bit chunkier. And we can make it as chunky as we want it to be. We want to go like, that's too much, way too much. Like let's see. I think 12 is too much, 11 is too much, 10 is borderline, 9, it's got to be anywhere from 8 below. Like that would be the super chunkiest that we could make it without some of the, like the S's touching on some of the other letters, starting to meld too far. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's play. Oops, I messed that. Unselect that one. Cooked coffee. Oh, That's new. Okay. I also upgraded to a new version of Illustrator as well, so. Okay, so we should be able to roll this bigger too. Okay, so the cool thing is that the bottom, since I have got that stroke on the bottom font style, we can actually make that one as thick as we want. We could go this style. Don't worry about the little points sticking out. I would take those out, but we could even do something crazy like that. What does 6 looks like? Let me show you. Put that back up to 1 there. 8. That's a 6. So it's a little bit, we get a little bit more space in our S up here, which was our big deal, right? Because the 8 was still selected. It gets really close right there. The 6 definitely clears it. 7 would be a good alternative in there as well. That is perfect. Okay, you like the 6 with a little bit more of the gap on those S's. That was the main one. The I wasn't too as concerned about, but the S where it came together, that one was being a little funky dory. So that's the one I was concerned about. Like I said, we can play with. It's kind of funny looking like that old bulbous. Let's do copy. Let's delete that at the moment. Put it on its own layer. We'll actually do 2 layers of it. Paste. We'll get rid of that one for the moment. Actually, that back down to 1. Can I think I would have to object expand, turn it into an actual object. Now we can play with the expansion. We can change a bunch of that. Oh, I know what it is. It's this one. That one's the problem. Round. There we go. To say, I knew it was one of these settings. Kind of fun, kind of different. Definitely gives it that that old school vibe in that way. Might go a little bit more. So we can either do that one, or we can do this one. Kind of like this one. It kind of gives it way more pop and vibe. It pulls it off of the page for sure. I wonder if we should do a shadow, a drop shadow behind it.
trouble at a rubble's where I came. See the flame shine bright, they were puzzled how I'm saved. I could never serve the passion or the fire or the man or for sight how I am. Ain't nobody asking.
I think I can fuzz it out a little bit. Yeah, they chunk your background, the text looks better. Try the drop for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
There's value in the word, gotta figure out the real. Been juggling and wrestling thoughts in my mind. The influence was heavy, or the faults.
Let's put it on its own layer so that I can mess with it a little bit easier.
My people ain't be dying over gold in the mines. It's funny, right?
Because I like part of that. Go back to 100% real quick. Darken, multiply, color burn, lighten, screen, color dodge. Oh, if the color dodge.
It's poetry and pain, blessing in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah, it's poetry and pain, blessings in the chain, pictures I could paint. Yeah.
I kind of like how that color dodge works, but I don't know if it's. I have to change the color to a color. Okay, how do we... Nope, that didn't do it. What the monkey here? Okay, how do we activate that? Nope, that didn't change again. Adobe, what the hell? What did you guys do? Paste. Let me activate it. I don't know what the hell they did. It didn't do what I wanted anyways. Okay. Back to playing with the screen, color dodge, soft light, hard light, difference. Whoa, that's a lot of color. Exclusion, we're getting down into the weird ones. I think I would have to choose. Okay, so give me. Go back up to normal. Let's go ahead and do this in the expansion again. Expand. Combine. Okay, so now that's all one object. So we're good. So now I can just play with this. I think the one I was looking at was color dodge. Color dodge. I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do. Yeah, it's trying to do too many weird things, but it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, that's fine. Let's try color burn and we'll mess with the colors here a little bit. With that one red down there in that right hand corner is really stark though. It's not too bad, it's not great. I think I like the shadow more than I like these. Let's try and multiply. Cookies. Not enough over there. Darken's not going to give me what I want. Back to normal. Black. Don't want to do that. I want to do difference. Whatever one's going to give me the best option with. Yeah, it's the multiply. I thought so. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Took me a minute. I like the black drop shadow. Yeah. It gives it a little bit of pop off of the page, which is what we want. Let's go ahead and grab black. It was a multiply at something percent. 50% was 50. I don't think it was 50%. It was something else. It was 27%. That's fine. %. There you go. We can get, let's keep that one for now. Yeah, either one of those works. Okay, we're turned. We got a little bit of their space. These guys have a little bit of space, but we need to twist them just a little bit. Definitely gonna have to move that podcast. God, this feels like such 90s cereal box pop look to it. So much. Buy RC, or going to the store and finding whatever toy was at the Walmart that was super colorful, super just on it. My childhood, yes. Like I swear I've seen something very similar to this, like on some kind of slime or foam or putty or something that my daughter's brought home from somewhere. Definitely Nickelodeon vibes. Oh yeah, for sure. Easily Nickelodeon vibes. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so So copy, paste, make that black. Behind, let's do that same thing. Multiply at 27%. I don't know if that worked or not, but it was something to mess with. Yes, gack. Oh my god, yeah. I think it was called the word that would make the weird squeezy noise. Played with it. Yep, that's the stuff. Yeah, the fart noises. Mrs. Tahoe is back to going. I think it's a nice contrast to the title, where the title is more inquisitive and serious. The logo conveys the lightheartedness of the podcast's overall tone. Gack, oh lord, I remember making that stuff fart all the time. Yeah, see, you and your sister, right on it. My goodness. Yeah, this, even just adding that one circle there made it look like a whole, like a product. It's trying to sell you something, is what it feels like. Let's get rid of this for the moment. I need to figure out some way to sneak that in there. Somehow. Okay, we'll save it again real quick. If I don't forget. Yeah, it's definitely got vibes for sure. I wonder if I could do multiply. Throw that in there at 27% just for as a podcast. Oh my god, it has like advertisement. Oh my god. Gotta love my sister. Yes, for sure. We are coming up on our next break here, so let me pause right here for the moment. We'll save it one more time. Not save as. We'll save it one more time right quick. We'll pause for the moment. We'll check in on our assistant, who's probably running around with Mrs. Tahoe.
Sunny_Ruth says save your work.
Thank you, Sunny. Appreciate that. We're going to sell so many 90s kids toys. You are. That's the point. But we'll pause right here. We'll check on the assistant. Actually, since he's not there at the moment, we'll go to the outside for now. We'll take our break and then we'll come back and we'll keep working on stuff. See how much more we can get done. So stick around and we'll be right back.
Tahoe anime pet the assistant.
Okay. I think we are back. Welcome, welcome. Our assistant in his little, we call it the bassinet. This little cat tree that used to be much taller that we had to cut down because he can't jump up as high as he used to be able to, so he's just chilling. I did not put him in there while we were gone. I did not mess with him. I do not mess with the animals to make them do anything. Little turd, I went over to move the camera because he was sleeping on the heater vent, and I move it, and I walk back over here, and by the time I got back to the computer, he had jumped up in the cat tree and made himself comfortable. I was like, ding it, and then I had to go back and move it again, so that's the way it works. The way it rolls here when you have live animals. It's okay. Little break times. Sora's outside too, but she's out there hanging out, sleeping. So she's not moseying around at the moment. But man, you can see those clouds. Those clouds are moving fast out there. Pretty crazy. All right, let's get back to what we were doing here. If OBS will let us. Oh, thought that was going to crash for a second. Okay, so yeah, I do dude. I said doo-doo. I do want to separate. Sometimes I do stuff and I'm like, okay, it'll work, and then I go back and I'm like, no, I want these on different layers because it's going to be problematic if they're not. Yeah, this gives very much like branding, kids' toy pop 90s vibes to it for sure. Now with more sugar. Wow. Thanks, Lucky Charms. Something along those lines. Dreamer's in there crying. And she says, not because she's sad, but because she made spicy ramen. I'm assuming it's homemade spicy ramen too. Yes, she said. She has confirmed the homemade spicy ramen. Man, it sounds like you're sweating to the oldies in there. Sorry. Hey, thank you, Dreamer, for contributing your for your points towards our special assistant patch. I appreciate that. Let's see, we are, I don't want to play with it. We are at 80%, so he is really close to getting his treat live here on stream, which is fun. So thank you for doing that. For anybody watching who's new in here, as you watch the stream, you actually collect points that you can then redeem and use for different things here in the stream. So you got to see some of those redemptions, kind of like the save feature that Sunny throws at me every once in a while. We also have a lurk one where if you're just in here hanging out but not really paying attention too much, but supporting the stream by just watching, you can do that one. We also have some cheers. We also have the Pet the Assistant, which actually does a little animation and pets our assistant there. We also have our suggestion box, which I did lower the amount it costs to put things in our suggestion box. That's just in case you have ideas on things you would like to be added to the streams or to our podcasts that we do, our live podcasts that we do here on our channel. Any of those things, any suggestions you might think of, you can add them there, and that actually gets sent to our Discord server from Twitch here. So then we have a nice little list of those that we can look at and check out and stuff like that. So definitely do that. Definitely check those out. But you can also use your channel points for our special treat for our assistant patch. So what it does is I set up a goal, which is 40,000 points, and all of y'all can put your points towards it. And once we reach the goal, then I give Patch a little treat live on stream, and you guys all get to watch. So fun little interactive pieces, things to mess around with. Mrs. Tahoe wants to know if there's going to be a time where I get a treat. That is an interesting idea. I don't know if I agree with that quite yet. She's going to buy me fudge stripe cookies, what she says, which are good. We will see. Let's mess around. Darken. Multiply. Let's actually just combine all these real quick. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Bryce. I appreciate that. So that is the other thing that you can do here on the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, it actually, all of that money that we make from that goes back into our books and our other stuff that we're working on here in the channel. But what was I going to say? If you have if you have Amazon Prime, you actually get one free sub every month, and you can give that out. And what that does is then it allows you to skip ads. You don't have to watch ads during our little break time. But it also gives you extra channel points too for subscribing and watching as well. So thank you. I appreciate that, Bryce. It's never requested, but always appreciated. Ooh, do I like I kind of like the inverse look of that. Let's trim it so you guys can see it a little bit better.
Imar Dreamer 22 Pet the Assistant.
I love how the computer says it. Imma Dreamer. Imma Dreamer. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I kind of like those stars being the opposite flip colors on the outside of the circle. Those won't be seen most of the time, but love supporting your work, man. Thank you so much for your help with this logo. Oh yeah, of course. I'm hoping this works out for you guys, and you guys like it, and it's yeah, hopefully it works out good. Kind of a cool little look that we've got going on here. I like it. Kind of looks like reminds me, kind of has a bubble feeling to it, or kind of like a looking glass feeling to it. Also, can we change the blue text background a purple or maybe something different? The behind the also, can we change the blue text background? The big chunky one? Is that the one you're thinking about? The chunkster ones? Yeah, it's looking really good. The subtle look / placement of podcast is a nice touch. Yeah, like it was very much, I was just like, I gotta throw it in there, but I was like, oh, you know what? Those old like advertisements on like cereal boxes and stuff like that, where they would throw little, not necessarily like hints, but little nods to stuff like that, just kind of little shadows of something in there, and you're just like, hearts, stars, clovers, horseshoes, and blue moons? Really? Cool. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, the big chunks. Okay. Do you want to do... You want to go more purple or something different? Oh god, that definitely looks way more like the foam. That's so funny.
It's like metal.
Yeah, it does look like a Mattel thing. We could definitely go more... If we go darker, it really stands out. That really pops off the page. Holy shit. Try pastel purple, but if it doesn't fit, we can work with it. Yeah, the pastel... It definitely blends with it very, very well. I do like the purple. Yeah, that adds another blotch of color. I think I like the darker one too. I agree with J. Paul here. Like it was giving it like that.
The darker.
Oops. Did I select the right one? I did select. I got my art director behind me giving me direction here too. It's too dark. I think it almost needs to be. It makes it feel like it's popping off of that page. Like it gives really good pop. I hear her. God damn it.
Haha.
It's supposed to have negating properties on it. God damn it.
I'm a loud motherfucker.
Yeah, so much for that. Let's go 40. I think it needs a little bit more, maybe 35, maybe not 40. Love you, big sis. Well, big as in a little older than me. She's actually quite tiny. Yes, she is.
I'm the tiny big sister?
She's a tiny big sister. She may or may not fit into overhead compartments on airplanes.
It's really not fair that both my younger siblings are bigger than me.
She says, I don't, you guys probably heard that. Never mind. Why am I reiterating? What am I doing? Okay, so you can press return and it does it. That does have a really good pop to it. So one of the things I like to do when I'm doing this is make it super small. It might be too small, but it still has that purple changing and making it darker gives it a big presence for sure. Like that pops off of there. Like you can make this really tiny. This is about on my screen, maybe a 2-inch by 2-inch square, and that definitely has a feel to it for sure. Let's go, yeah, because like I can still read it. That's even smaller. That's maybe 1-inch by 1-inch. Curious Mind, yeah, like that pops pretty hard. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Let's make sure and we'll save this so we don't lose anything. Yeah, and it's super simple. Like I don't have to do, probably don't have to do too much cleanup on that either. To decide whether or not I want to keep part of this shadow down here. Oh, I know what I need to fix. I know what I need to fix. These three. The only things that I didn't make. Wonder why those were feeling off a little bit. The shadow is right. There we go. Really liking the balanced contrast right now. Yeah, it definitely has a vibe to it for sure. I think I still want to make these a little bit. Let's see, just the shadow? No, not just the shadow. Something like that. Move our shadows a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. What I might do is I'll take this. What? Did the stream die? What are you looking at? Oh, that was yesterday. Yes, that was yesterday. Okay, let's get rid of that one. I want to make sure that they're all the same. There we go. Copy and paste that one across. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I wonder if I should give a shadow. I'm gonna play a little bit here again. Let's see. I want to go duplicate layer, put that underneath. I want to select all, make them all black. I want to make them all multiply, make them all 27%. I remember this generation so well. Oh, interesting, because it's not going to go through because it already has a multiply layer on that one layer. Interesting. Okay, I have to play with that a little bit. I was thinking about putting a shadow underneath these other pieces, but I don't think it's going to work. That makes it look so much cooler. Yeah. What effect is on that one? That one's an overlay, so that's why that's working that way. If I move that up, it's gonna mess everything else up though. Select all. Nope. Yep, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Okay, I was thinking about making those squares or rectangles, whatever the background stuff, float off of the page or float a little bit too, but it's not doing it the way I want it to do. So I may be pushing on that too much to try to get it to do something. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Okay, not needed. Yeah, what do we think? Do we think we need anything else? Do we need to play with anything else? Do we need to make these stars pop? Do they need to have little shadows too? Do we just keep it to the words so that they are the most important things in our little circle around here? You can also, those are the stars, that's the circle. I kind of like the circle though. Yeah, I kind of do like that circle. Okay. We could do... Do you think the little open space in the middle of the sea is okay? Or would it be better filled in? I think it's okay at the moment. I could try to fill it in and see what it looks like. The stars may look cool with a color drop too. And yeah, keep the circle. Yeah, I think the circle... I was trying to decide whether or not this was like, felt like a looking glass type thing. We might be getting too much into the weeds here a little bit. The other one that I've done before, I'll have to see if I can do it real quick. Let's see, that's not the circle. We'll play a little bit more here. Grab this one, copy, put it here, paste. Swap that. Copy, paste. That opacity down. I can see where this is going. Gotta move it a little bit. Okay. We want to change it to let's go 60%. Who are you? Philip Pullman or Lewis Carroll? I know those names, but I do not remember what they are famous for. I'll look it up. Pullman wrote the Amber Spyglass and Carol wrote Through the Looking Glass. Oh, yeah. This is Tahoe. It's just like all over right now. Like, oh, so good. Like, yeah, we're definitely giving vibes here. It's an English lick joke. Throw it in for Joe and Katie. Yeah, that's about right. She says, thank you. I don't know. It's kind of gives it a little sparkle, fun, like I said, a little glass feeling, kind of, sort of. I don't know if it's necessary. Let's go 80% on that one. I might have enough sparkle on it already. I like it, but bring the opacity down on the big part a bit. Yeah, we're at 60 right now. Let's bring it down to 50. I think this just needs to be smaller. I think I'm fighting it because it's just too big. Might take this and put this on the other side again, though. Yeah, see, now we got too much on that side. Like I said, sometimes I get I get messing with it, and then I start adding more stuff, and then I have to usually work my way backwards and start taking some stuff out of it because it's a little bit too much. Yeah, that looks a lot better with the 50%. Okay, cool. Okay, this is what it looks like, nice and big. I like that around the podcast there. Stars are okay, that's okay. Okay, that doesn't matter because it's not going through anything, so it can be at 100%, that's fine. Yeah, it definitely gives it a little bit, doesn't it? Like, that looks fine. Just adds a little bit more to that three-dimensionality, just a hair. I think the white street looks good on the right side. Yeah, too busy if it were on the left. Yeah. And a lot of times it's about like doing some of that stuff and figuring out what the balance is. And you have to play with it. You have to play with it. So I'm encouraging everybody to go and play with it. Wait, what are we talking about? Okay, so we wanted to fill in that C. C is for cookie. Good enough for me. Okay, so this is this color. Go and grab that. Yeah, I think that's better. Yep, you're right, it does need to be filled in. Sweet. We don't have too many things interacting with each other, each one sitting on its own piece here. We can throw some other geometry in. Some of the examples that you sent me had some more shapes. I don't know if it's necessary. The other thing that we can do, select all. Don't know if this will make a difference. The only ones that would make a difference on is this one, which is not really that one. I think those are all underneath enough that it doesn't really matter. Let's see. That one doesn't matter. Okay, let's get rid of that circle. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the star because we ended up not using that. We ended up not using that one because we didn't like it. We can get rid of that. Okay, yeah, so that's what it looks like underneath. These little rounded corners and stuff like that. This may be a little corny, but what about a few little question marks? Maybe, oh, that's right. Joe had talked about putting the brain on top of the eye at one point. Maybe a brain, like Joe suggested. Yeah. I can do that. Go ahead and save this real quick. Some question marks. Do we put them in as white or do we put them in as... No, I think that we do them like the podcast or these outside. Yeah. Let's see. You have question marks? Question mark. Do we want big ones or do we want little ones? Okay, so this is a multiply at 35%, which means this needs to be a multiply at 35%. Yeah, like the outside stars for the question marks for the brain. Do you think it would be better over curious or minds? That's a good question. Little question marks? Gotcha. Good question here. Making different sizes too. Rotate. There we go. We have to move them around with our stars a little bit to get them oriented good or better. We'll decide if we want them up here or not, though. Problem is if we put this like too close, it'd be like podcast. Is it a podcast? Yeah, vary the sizes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we only have a couple spots we could put them. We could put. Depends on how many question marks we really want to have. I think that's too overloaded. I guess we could put them on the outside too. I don't think I want to do that. Let's drop that down to that 27. Like our shadows. Yeah, that's better. So we can put some little ones. Gotcha. I got your message. I hear you. I feel like we're pretty close. Like if we do too much more, it's going to get mucky, where we're adding too much symbolage to too many things if we go too much further. You know what I mean? Like I'm wondering if these question marks are going to be too much. I'm questioning the integrity. No, I think that's okay. This one may need to move down a little bit to balance that out. Let's move that one down a little bit. It's a little equal spacing to get those 6 question marks in there, but not too bad. Yeah, I do like that. That gives it a little balance between the bright whites of the stars and stuff like that. Curious Minds Meet podcast. Somebody here? We have a guest. We'd have somebody has shown up. I'm listening to what's going on outside. Mrs. Tahoe's out talking to somebody. I'm trying to be quiet as I can. They're trying to sell us windows. We don't want windows right now. Hopefully you can all still hear me. It's very quiet. We have windows, yes.
Sunny_Ruth says big stretch.
Okay. They come by all the time. They want to either do solar or they want to do windows because our house is just old enough that they think the windows need to be replaced.
It's for mine, but there's something about
Okay, I have returned. No, it wasn't your fault. That's live streaming. It happens. Yeah, he didn't want to. He wanted to control that conversation and really sell you the windows. You gave him an opening though. You should have told him, "Oh, my husband's a contractor, so we have access to windows as we need." I picture him having to stretch in front of the window and a salesperson see. I do have a big window right here. I could do that in. I could do all of these things right in front of this big old window. That would be funny. I did do the stretches while we were muted for a second. As a person who worked in sales, I hate pushy salespeople. It's a numbers game, not a let me continue to bother people who are clearly uninterested game. Yeah, it's.
They don't come with the
I have
It drives me nuts when they send the person who knows nothing about it. And then they're like, but I can bring someone else by that will tell you about it. And I'm like, I want to know now.
Yeah. That's the thing is they send out the scheduling people. So anytime they send a solar person out here, I'm always like, oh, which panels are you guys using? Using the Panasonic panels? Or are you guys using? And they're like, look, man, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I'm just here to set up the meetings. I'm just like, well, then I don't want to fucking talk to you. It's like same thing with this guy. It's like we could have asked him all kinds of questions. What kind of windows are you using? Are they vinyl windows?
Well,
Or
I
they?
asked him for a card, and he goes, I don't have one.
They never do.
Well, what the?
None of them ever have cards. There's not even worth asking them for
Give
cards
me your
anymore.
brochure so I can look you up.
Yeah, no. They just want to schedule meetings and stuff like that. So they are scouts. They set up the meetings and then send out a professional. It's very dumb, I know.
Super dumb.
It's just like, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Send the scouts with a pamphlet that they could read at the damn house.
Well, it's hard because the scouts don't know anything and they don't come with anything either. Like they don't have any knowledge about what it is they're actually throwing out there. So it's hard because like I want to hear about the things. I want to know what are my opportunities here, but and then I don't want a bunch of meetings with random people. The other hard part is like most of them I'll ask them and say, oh, do you have a local shop here? And they're like, no, we're from out of state. Or it's like, oh, I don't need that either. It's hard. I understand them. I understand they got to do their stuff, but it's one of those things where when I worked at GameStop for those few years, and it was a small shop in Truckee, California, like they didn't need to be there. Like it was not worth them being there. But they opened up a shop and I worked there, and they would always push us being like, God, you need to sell more subscriptions to the magazines. And we're like, whatever regional manager would be like, hey, dude, we get 10 people that come in here a day and it's the same 10 people that we see every time. They all have the subscription. We're not going to sell them a double subscription to the magazine or anything like that. We know who these people are. This is a small town. We know what they're going to buy and stuff like that. Let us do our job and get off of our ass. And they would not budge on that. You got to get your subscriptions up. Be like, we've sold them all. There's no more that they're going to come in and like the 10 people that we see in a day. Not going to happen, dude. That position also has a rotating door. People join and quit constantly, which is why they don't take the time to train them better. Yeah, no, I get that too. I feel bad for them because like they're out here just, slapping feet to pavement, just constantly running around, and they don't know where they're going to be or what's going on in the areas. A lot of them are from Vegas or from, like I said, from out of state, so they don't know. Like half the time when people come by and they're like, yeah, let's put solar on your roof. I'm like, I have a tile roof. How do you make sure that I don't have a composite roof? Like, how are you going to make sure you don't break the tiles and make holes in it that's going to leak and stuff like that? Well, this is like, yeah, because it doesn't fucking work. Like, I know, I've worked in that industry. I've seen this shit. It's hard. It's the thing. They're doing their best. I always think I'm like, oh, I would probably do okay at that job, but I also would be one of those people who be like, yeah, no worries, have a good day, and I would just be gone. Like, I would finish my route probably so fucking fast. Yeah, nobody wants your shit. Where you want to send me next? I'm not gonna beat people into the ground for it. But you're right. It's a numbers game. You got to, if you hit 10,000 homes, you're going to get a few, and that's the kicker. Is they want to. The more you hit, the greater that number becomes. Is the kick on that. I'm glad I never had to do that. When I did sales / brand ambassador, I got to work for our most fun client, Dare. Ooh, that's the one. Yeah, that was from school, wasn't it, Katie? Dare?
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, that don't do drugs and blah blah blah.
I'm gonna show you all the really cool drugs tell you all about it, but don't do them.
Yeah, I hope you guys all picked up on that. Dreamer is very animated about it. Yeah, I did some graphic stuff for Dare in high school, just some drawings back when I was a kid, but yeah, it was they were
Drug prevention.
they are pretty intense, let's say that. Yeah, drug use prevention. Then I went into work with cannabis. Oh, cannabis is not, no. So Dare went ahead to peer pressure. Is this in the other ways? Yeah, it did. It did. It's kind of like, cigarettes and the old 40s movies and stuff like that. Cigarettes are so cool. Oh my God. It never works out the way they think or hope it's going to work out. Like, their intentions are good. I get that, but are also not being honest either. It's always about brand and pressure and stuff like that, so. Sunny, you are spot on. They actually changed their approach to be more about awareness rather than prevention. Yeah, they did.
Better.
It's not cigarettes now. No, it's for the extended insurance. Yeah. That was part of our pitch. Because so many parents our age would like, it didn't work. Yeah. It didn't work. It didn't, like, I'm a...
Awareness is much better than prevention. It's the same with, you don't teach kids abstinence, you teach them how to have sex correctly. It's not
Yeah.
knowledge.
Jeff is hitting that part of his class right now that he's doing his health class.
He's not looking forward to
No, they're in it in the middle. They were in the middle of doing sex education stuff, and he's just like, all the kids in there are 5 years old. Every time they're like boobies or something like that, they'll snicker and laugh. And Jeff's like super mature for himself, for most kids his age. So he's just like, grow the fuck up. But we never shied away from any of that stuff. So. Big stretch. Oh. She's staring at at me, so she's getting to see the stretches. Stop staring.
Stretch. Come on.
Stop staring. No, stop staring. You want this one.
That's much better.
Oh, there you go. That's the one she wants. That's the one. This feels wrong in a lot of ways.
You participated.
I'm doing squats in front of her, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
I can't say no because she technically paid for it, so that's my sister.
I paid for it?
Look, I'm just a whore on stream. Just let me be. I will dance for you. I'm the puppet. That's funny. Good times. See, we have fun here sometimes. Okay,
You needed a stretch.
we have fun all the time. Let's just say that.
We have fun.
Okay, most of the time she's not here staring at my butt the whole time, so.
Staring at it.
Lies. Lies. Yeah, I think we got a pretty good chunk of this. The brain one, I may have to mess with that a little bit and think about where it would be good if we're overloading too much on the.
It looks really good right now.
Yeah, it kind of fits where it is right now. I might make some mock-ups for it so that we can see what it looks like and then go from there, but I think we're pretty close. We're pretty spot on right now. Joe said the question marks are a bit too busy. Can you do a quick off on to see? Yeah, I can do that. That's the wrong one. Let me separate them from the. Okay, so there's off. We'll do off and on. You know, either way, it kind of gives it a little bit more grounding, gives it a little bit more shadow in there. It's not bad. It's not... I don't know. The question mark elicits the idea that there are going to be a ton of questions. And it's more of a conversation with y'all. I mean, yes, it's an interview podcast in that way, but it's, yeah, now that I'm seeing it, I think looks a little bit busy. Yeah, a little bit. That's what I was talking about when we were talking early on about marks and the presence and stuff like that, and what does it elicit? What does it make you feel like when you look at it and see the question marks kind of thing? So okay, so we are going to go on our last break here for our stream, so we'll pause at the moment. I'll save it. We'll check in on our assistant. We'll see if he's in his spot. He is in his spot, so we'll leave it there. Wow, we're already in the advertisement. Yeah. Sometimes they go fast, sometimes they go slow. Just depends. So you get to hang out and chill with us now, Bryce, because you got your sub in, so you don't have to watch any ads. This is where we do like little in between stuff. So if I go and grab something to drink or do some, walk around the house for a minute, or have little conversations about other little things in between. It's short. This is just a little 3-minute break, but such a sweet boy. Yeah, he's just a little old guy. He felt the helicopter fly over. He's mostly deaf. Like, he does not hear 95% of things. But if there's enough rumbling in the floor or whatever like that, he definitely can feel it for sure. Like when we walk by, he perks up because he can feel it. But other than that, when he's out, he's just out. He's just calm. Sometimes I put the outside camera on here. And I'll do a weather report too sometimes when we're in these little breaks, just because I'm being silly and I want to pretend like I'm a weatherman. I'll read out the weather. Mostly cloudy today, 49 degrees, high of 53, low of 31. Light breeze out there. Definitely getting chilly. No snow on the horizon quite yet. Definitely need some of that moisture to come in. Snowpack was okay last year, but definitely could use some more. We didn't have drought conditions, which was nice, but tune in next time for more of your weather outlook here in Reno, Nevada. See, silliness. Try to keep it light and airy and fun. Ooh, oh, by the way, Bryce, Dreamer might have found a person for your podcast to talk about anime with. We'll see. They're going to talk tonight. So you might get a recommendation here at some point. Just FYI. Just something to keep an eye out on. Keep on the horizon. If you haven't found somebody already. Thank you. That would be fantastic. Okay, cool. I'll let her know. He says that would be fantastic.
Hey.
Okay, dokie. She'll talk.
I'll talk to my people.
She'll talk to her peoples, who will talk to your peoples, and they'll get in touch. We'll make this deal happen. There you go. God, we sound so corporate. What? All right. So, I think we've done it. We've done the thing for the day. Let me get rid of Google Chrome. Let me look up. Let's see if I'm going to crash everything with opening up Canva here. See if it'll let me do it. Canva. Hey, let me. Oh no, that's the old version. Canva. There it goes. Bam. All right, we are done with another stream for the day. We will be back on Sunday for our 500 Little Things live podcast. It is from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. So for everybody else, that's either 2 or 3 hours you need to add to that. It's a late one. It's one where me and Dreamer sit and talk about life and relationship, being parents, getting older, doing all of those things, and just kind of talking about topics and things that she says she's not getting older. There you go. That's our next topic is Dreamer is not getting older. She's just getting more dense.
No, thank you.
I can explain that later, but anyways, that's what we've got going on. That's what we've got coming up here tomorrow or on Sunday, and then I will be back next week for some more art streams where I'll be working on my children's picture book. I'll be working on book number 3, which I am pretty close to being done with. I'll open up this guy so you can see this is my progress chart right here of all the stuff that we've got done so far. We actually did a lot of work this week, getting lots of little adjustments done all the way from page 4 down to just about 25. So we've got these last 2, 4, 6 pages we need to do some micro adjustments on, and then go back and look at 3, 11, and 19. So a lot of little adjustments and polishing to do on some of these pages and make sure everything looks great and feels like I want. And then I can start printing out some samples. We also have some changes coming with my distributor, Ingram Spark. Unfortunately, they are upping the price of the printing costs and stuff like that, which, unfortunately, in our market, in our world, that's understandable. But they may be making some other changes that might be beneficial to the whole process as well. So definitely stay tuned to that. We've got lots of the process of putting this book together still to go. Not to mention we have a cover to work on, which will involve the reveal of our third book's title coming up. So definitely stay tuned for those, and make sure and check out on social media when I put up when we're doing those, so you can be here live to see all the progress, and you can put forth your opinions on things too if you like. So that's coming up. That's what we've got going on. What else? Oh, I can bring up our graphic for our 500 Little Things. This is our podcast. This is our little chat podcast that we do, me and Dreamer, learning to make space for us, one podcast at a time. Yeah, just a little fun. So evening times, you can also check it out on our YouTube channel. I archive all of the streams on there. I archive all of the podcast episodes on our YouTube channel. So yeah, definitely if you'd like to go back and check those out. We talk about a lot of different things. What episode are we on, babe? Do you know? 23, 24? We're on episode 23 or 24, so we've got a few in the book, in the books right now. So yeah, definitely go check this out. Other than that, let's swap back to So just walk back to that. Hopefully nothing crashes. Yeah, other than that, we've got holiday stuff coming up here pretty soon. We're going to go do our last in-person event tomorrow at the Reno Public Market. So if you are local to our area here in the Reno Tahoe area and you want to come check out a bunch of local authors, please come by and stop by. There will be food. There will also be other vendors there. It'll be a good time. Be lots of people there selling their books. So other than that, last thing I want to plug, there's this cool podcast out there that's been going for a couple weeks now. You should definitely go check it out. It's tentatively called A Curious Mind Meets at the moment, but it's going to go through a little change, a little update here, and become Curious Minds Meet by Bryce Austin. So our one and only here. He will have lots of guests. I was a guest on his first episode. Definitely go check that out. But yeah, stay tuned for all of that. We will plug as often as most as we can and go from there. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming by and hanging out. I'm going to stop there. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking, trying to find things to ramble about. But have a wonderful weekend. Don't do anything too crazy. Make sure and stay safe, and I'll throw this one out there. Be kind. Be kind to all the people around you. This one's for Dreamer, because I know she's working on promoting the kindness and stuff like that. So go out there and be kind to everybody for the weekend. All right? All right, everybody. Have a good one. See you next time. Oh yeah, relaunch in late January. 4 more episodes this year. Go listen to mine and Tahoe's convo. Thanks everyone. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. There's our plug. Have a good afternoon. Thanks, Bryce. Bye.